gunman fired more than 24 shots, striking the victim as many as 10 times and wounding the relative. Blood money later died at the hospital. He was 30 years old. AI was one of the alleged shooters. That was a huge hit.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. Now this will make it into the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
On the play.
Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Gurley now out of the gun. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now this one into the hands of the tight end, Hayden Hurst. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 42. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
The ball carrier.
Tackle made there by Myles Garrett.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
A 4-receiver set here. 3 to the left, 1 to the right, 2nd and 6. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
They'll try and pick up the 1st with Gurley. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. There's just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
10 at the 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. That catch good for only a couple, and they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down.
Check mark 27, check mark 27, 19. Big series right here. We got to step it up. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
On play action, they'll throw. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. On 1st and goal, Gurley. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Todd Gurley with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Falcons take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Falcons 7. Browns 0.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. First down, Winston. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
At the 32-yard line.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Here's Nick Chubb, former prep and collegiate star here in the state of Georgia. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 21 yards.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw that on that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the...
And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Credit that sack to Dante Fowler Jr. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback, because he had no chance to block him.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Play action now, Winston. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Austin Hooper, the tight end, was the intended target. And it's 3rd down.
Receiver... Coaches preach to their guys all the time, separation. That's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, Jones winds up and lets it go for Samuel. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And he will bring this all the way back out to midfield. What a start defensively. Your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-zip, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at them. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot downfield, they were more than prepared for that one.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 14 yards there on a Falcon first down. With that last carry, he's now over 8,000 career rushing yards.
All right, big applause. Lots of clapping for this one, right? Think about it this way. Along the way, he has passed Hall of Famer Terrell Davis. And now he's starting to approach another Hall of Famer in Larry Zonka.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Caught on the right side by Jones. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
2nd and 11 at the Browns' 38-yard line.
Now they try the right side here. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
Bringing up 3rd and 12.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Score Falcons 7, Browns nothing.
The last two plays each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And we'll see Younghoe Koo now for the Falcons. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Now Jones. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep two eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting two hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. So that now 2 consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. You wonder if he's trying to do a little too much out there.
Oh, I like where you're going with that maybe he's pressing it a little bit, trying to be too fine with his throws, or maybe overestimating his arm. It could be a combination of all of those things. In any event, he's got to get it figured out and in a hurry.
He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
The ball carrier.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Try to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. They'll try and push it in with Gurley. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Todd Gurley with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. He's got it, and it's 17-0.
Makes the score Falcons 17. Browns nothing.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball, try and get things settled down a little bit.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. A run for Nick Chubb, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
This defense is really flown around in the 1st half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Now Jones on 3rd down, taking a shot for Samuel. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty. And before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
Taken from just outside the 30. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They begin this drive with Chubb, and this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
At the 22-yard line.
Throwing Jones. Looking for Shepard deep. Oh, Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Jones, if you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Todd Gurley on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Falcons push further out in front.
The kick is good.
And he's got it up and through.
The score, Falcons 24, Browns nothing.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
On 2nd and 7, Jones. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 7 yards on the play, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. They'll try and pick it up by running the action to the right. Oh, he tried to pitch it, and the ball's loose. And the Falcons grab it. He had the option there, decided to keep it, exposed himself, and fumbled it. Yeah, and you worry about the hits he's going to take in that situation. In this case, not only does he take the hit, he coughs the ball up, as you noted. And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. Working his way for a gain of 7 to the 26.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
3 at the 26-yard line.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Steps away. That is caught inside the 5. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. A 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Falcons add on. With a great individual effort there to take that pop pass and scamper off into the end zone.
And that's why offenses love that play partner, because that gives them a chance to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers with a full head of steam behind them. It's often like a track relay. Legs 2, 3, and 4. That first guy steaming ahead, and he just hands it to you. You get a chance to take off and go before you even get the baton.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Grady Jarrett able to record his 5th sack of the season. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get, because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
It's a 7-yard pickup. They'll be looking now to 3rd and 6.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, Jones winds up and lets it go for Samuel. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. That late in the clock, 2nd quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
The 10-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. Taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. On 2nd and 11 now. Jones, that one is caught by Hunt. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down.
12. First down, Browns.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Operating from the gun, Jones. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper.
Jones pass.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Got his target, Samuel. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a 1st down.
Cleveland.
Let's go. Drop goal 80. 54 Mike. Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go. Mike,
Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. Past the 20. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
They're still looking for their first touchdown of the game, and for a second, I thought they had it right there.
Looking on the sideline, it's finally good to see nods of approval. It's a welcome sign of life that this offense needed. On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Definitely too early to panic, but that is his 4th carry of the game, and collectively has in total 10 yards. So maybe there's no panic, but maybe some concern.
Yeah, and maybe a little concern up front because they're not giving him any space right now.
45's the mic. 9-9. Tracking 60. Check. 45's the mic.
On 2nd and 7, Jones. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone...
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And he is all the way up past the 25. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11 at the 25-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Oh, a strip. The ball comes out. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Fielded just inside the 30. Now a late flag comes in as they got him down via the face mask, and that'll give him even better starting position. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Chubb able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. the gun. Jones to Shepard, complete over the middle.
Jones pass.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game.
Ready up. 45. Check Mike 45. Drop deep, drop deep. 45.
Jones on 1st and 10. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down.
I know that play went for no yardage, all right, but I like the attempt because the fullback position, whether it's a fullback, a tight end, an H-back, wherever you want in that spot, not known as a primary pass catcher, so sometimes the element of surprise works in your favor, but on that play, give credit to the defense.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 21. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Well, they definitely figured out something defensively at halftime, Charles. That's now 2 drives and 2 interceptions here in this third quarter.
And I think the easy thing for us to say is, boy, they made an adjustment, didn't they? Or they showed him something different. I'm not so sure it's that as much as maybe he's just been impatient. And force the ball a little bit. In any event, as you noted, back-to-back interceptions thrown.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 29-yard line.
And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll set up a throw. That's caught over the middle by Hurst. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A first down there on a pickup of 25. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
They'll look to throw now on first down. To the right side and complete to Hurst. Oh, now he's stripped. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you've got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Good coverage that time by the linebacker, Deion Jones.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl-type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Down.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. And Hunt is not going to get there. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down.
A gain of a yard. It's now
on 4th down. Here's the option. And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. Nick Chubb stops short. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. Coup now for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
38. Browns nothing.
Following the touchdown, here's Coup to kick off. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Let's go, 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Let's get there, 19 right. Let's get it. 45, 45, Mike, 45. Record. 45 is a Mike, 45 is a Mike.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Looking for Shepard deep. And now here is another interception. Picked off near the 29. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
And he's got this down to the 35. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
Yard line.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Taken down back at the 42.
Being chased out left. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
And they'll get this down to the 10. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
On first down, he'll drop to throw and give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Crew able to connect on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. And this carries into the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. The drive starts with a completion left side. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
7-yard pickup.
Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the fourth quarter. Just rely more on the passing attack.
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters.
And Winston lost the football. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down. Desperation time. Winston on 4th down. He's going to let it fly. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, Jubilee. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. This is intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense through the